Good afternoon once more. Today is Monday, and this is a special week uh, because now, in 2 weeks' time, it will be a Holy Week. So I thought that it will be a good idea to have this program, and I hope to do more of them. I try maybe I'll be able to do once one in a week. Every week I do one, and what's happening now, a lot of things are happening. A lot, there is a lot of uprising, right now there is of uprising all over the world, and it's time for those that want to believe, because nobody wants to believe this. Everybody is free. God left us free, so it's up to the person to choose what he want. If he want to believe, if he want to think about these things, if you want to read about these things, if you want to know what's happening, and if you really love himself, if you really love that one day when we close our eyes, we will not be lost forever. This is not a funny thing, this is not a joke, but time being passing. And like I said, right now, there's a lot of happening. You open the news and all over the world, even in Europe, like in England and in France and in Portugal, Germany, and all these places, let alone the war that is happening now with Russia and Ukraine. Uh, there is a lot of unrest, and people go to the street and they argue about wages, they argue about the living standard, they argue about the state of the living standard, how high it is now. That's lot of people they cannot afford, and but that's the way it is. It's always like that. Politicians are politicians. We all know it's very hard when you talk about politics, which that's why I hate to talk about politics. I don't like politics because politics is for politicians. Everyone knows that. You have to be really dumb not to understand that politicians think of themselves, and always what's good for them comes first, and what's left goes to others. But the uprising that I'm talking about now is differently. The word for a long time been going all over the place. People not believing, drinking, fighting, sex, killing, robbing, and all those things, that it's all free to go for anybody that want to do it. And nobody used to think about what will happen after. And sometimes people, they don't think that we all have to die sooner or later. And when that happens, there will be no politicians, there will be no solicitor, there will be no friend that will stand with you in front of God the Almighty, and to help you get out of the mess that we all bring ourselves up in. So this uprising that I'm talking about now, and I love it, and I love it for a special reason, because this is an uprising that is all for Christ. Everywhere in the world, a lot of people in supermarkets, in schools, in squares, they become praising the Lord, praising God, praising Jesus, and singing, and they turning to Christ. Now, all of a sudden, everybody is feeling this. Everybody is feeling that we've been left down a lot. Everybody is seeing the state of the world, and everybody is trying to make himself happy. And it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you have money or not, or big cars or not, or women or what have you, villas, what have you, or yachts. It doesn't matter what you have, these things, they don't give you the satisfaction. They don't fill your heart, they don't fill your inside. It doesn't make you happy. So for a long, long time, people were trying things and still they come up empty. But now the Holy Spirit is working a lot and touching a lot of hearts and a lot of people, a lot. When I say a lot of people, thousands and thousands of people. For instance, in America, in a university, I forgot exactly the place, but it was in America, that they start singing and praising the Lord, and it gone day and night for about 36 days or more. I don't know. Maybe it's still going on. And people from all over the world are going there. They all want a piece of the action. They all want to go there and feel. And what they reckon is that once they go in and they go and enter that place, the feeling, the feeling they have, they feel it's like when you go in a hot place or in a cold place. If it's a hot place, you go in and you feel the heat, and this is the same. You go there and you feel that you are welcome. You feel the peace. You feel the enjoyment. You feel the love of God. That most of all, you feel the love of God, because although God is so big that the whole universe is not big enough for him, but in the same time, we can mention him with only one word, and that is God is love. Have to be love. Well, what I mean, who else will send his only son to die and to be butchered on a cross like he did for me and you? And we are all sinners. We are all sinners. But God is crazy about us. God will never give up. God will do everything to save you. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what have you done. God will never give up on you. And God will keep running after us till we close our eyes. Till we close our eyes. Sometimes you see people die, and then people wear black. Everybody is allowed to do what he likes. But to me, that is silly. You're going to gain nothing by that. And they go and they pray and they pray and do masses and this and that, which is good. Is good. But I wonder how much good it is. And I say that for a simple reason. God put you on the earth, and God opened your eyes a million times. You cannot say, no, God never talked to me. No, no, that's a big lie. God talked to every person. To every person. It doesn't matter who he is. God always talks to everybody and will show you where he's needed or not. But remember, God can only knock on your door. Your door have no key on the outside. God cannot turn the key, open the door, and go in. No, God can only knock on your door. You have to be the one to open. And unless you open, God will not come in. But God talks to you. God talks to everybody. So, well, what I mean is we are on this earth. I don't know for how long, only God knows those things. And you got a chance to do good. You got a chance to do good. And you choose not to do good. So what do you expect? Do you expect that by people wearing black after you die, or go and to get masses for you and prayers and after you die? I cannot say much. I cannot say what people think. I can only say what I think. I think that is no good, because God gave you chance. God gave you chance. God gave you a million chance to do good, and you choose not to do it. God gave you chance to go to mass every day. God gave you chance to have compassion, you know, and communion, and help people, and cry with those that cry, and forgive those that hurt you, even if they do it on purpose, and do all these things. And the more you do, the more your bank book gets up. Now, I'm not talking about the bank book that you have here with money. That's nothing. That finishes. The bank book that you need when you go in there, when you go up there, he opens the book and he says, you did this and you did that. So this is what I'm talking about. And this is a good week to talk about these things. It's a good week to talk about these things. You go, you find the place alone and you go in there and you look at the statues. Or sometimes some people maybe even try to see a film about, say, like the Passion of the Christ, and you see him getting beaten. And I don't know how long will it take you, but after a while you start crying. You can't say, this is the man that loves me. How much do I love him? What did I do? I was walking down the street and the man came to me and asked me for help, and I didn't help him. He asked me to buy him something to eat because he have nothing, and I didn't buy him. A woman come knocking on my door. She needed help at home, and I said, leave me alone because I'm tired. Understand me? So all those people that come to you and beg you for these things, that's Jesus. What do you expect? Do you expect that you're going to come see Jesus coming down and knocking on your door? No, that's Jesus. Do it his own way. Jesus would say, let's see. You see, I remember Jesus used to say to the Jews, oh, you corrupt people. You go and you say a lot of prayers. You only love me with your lips, but no action. You talk a lot, but you don't mean it. When it comes to see or no, when it comes to the real stuff, when it comes that it makes you hurt a bit, you don't want to know. I don't know. I don't know. But this is it. And there is no person on earth that God don't talk to. He talks to everybody. Now is the time. Now is the time for the second coming. The second coming of Christ. It's getting closer and closer and closer. For those that have been studying this, even through the Bible, they can tell you that it's very close. And they said, Master, and when would we know the time? Be careful. I'm not saying the end of the world. The end of the world, even Jesus don't know when. Only God knows when. But this is the second coming of Jesus Christ. And they said to him, Master, how would we know when the time? He said, you will know. He said, where you want, you'll know. You look up in the sky and you see it red, and you say, oh, tomorrow it will be a beautiful day. And you see the wind pushing from that side, and you say, oh, tomorrow will rain. So where you want, you will know. But you will know because things start happening. Earthquakes, fights, wars, killing, sickness that goes from one to another, people falling down like flies and dying. Now, this is what's happening. This is what's happening now. You say, oh, this been happening. No, not like this. Fish come in to die. Fish come in to die. Birds by the thousands fall from the sky and die. somewhere, I forgot where exactly. There were hundreds and hundreds of cows. And for a week, they were going around and around and around in a circle. They are by themselves. Never happened before. Around and around and around in circle, turning and turning. There are things happening now. You say, oh, you're talking about animal. Do you know God? Can you understand God? Things happening now that doesn't make sense. It is the time. Now, the devil is all out. The devil is all out breaking people up. He likes to break up families. He likes to break your heart up. He likes to see you doing damage. He likes to see you kill and hurt people and a lot of other stuff. That's the devil's job. That is the devil's job. But what really hurts me is not that. Now I will put the question to you. Who are you following now? Because the time is close. Who are you following now? That what really matters. Who you following now? Are you doing things that people will clap their hands at you? Are you doing things to please that or that or that or the priest or anyone? Who you following now? When it comes to religions, I'm not much to say I'm in that religion. What I say is, I say I'm a Christian. And what does it mean to be a Christian? To be a Christian, it means that you are following Jesus Christ. Full stop. So, what you do is you have to open the Bible and you have to read the Bible. You have also to make time. You have also to make time to go to Mass. If you can every day, go every day. And to have communion and confession as much as possible. Oh, why do I have confession? Oh, 2 days after I will fall. Yes, I know. Why do you think Jesus gave us the art of confession? Because Jesus knew how we are. Jesus know you before you are born. Jesus know everything that you're gonna do till you die. But still, he give you things so you have a chance. Why? Why do I say that you have to make time to go to Mass? Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. If you believe in Jesus, which is the right thing, and if you don't believe in Jesus, you might as well close the book and forget everything because there is no way that you will be saved. Excuse me. No way that you will be saved. If you don't go to school, how you gonna learn? If you don't go to school, how are you gonna learn? I want to learn Spanish. The teacher is teaching Spanish, but I don't want to go there and I want to learn. Could it be? I can't. I have to go so I can learn. So, why the Mass? Because if you believe in Jesus, which is the number one law, and which is without it we cannot live. Why? Because Jesus, before he left us on the cross, he gave us that. He gave us the breaking of the bread and the blood, the wine turning to blood. And he said, do this in memory of me. If you're going to follow God, if you're going to follow Jesus, don't lose time and a lot of rubbish. You have to lose time and focus on Jesus and what he told you to do. There is a lot of things today that doesn't make sense. There is a lot of ignorance about religion. There is. We, especially in Malta and Gozo, and in a lot of places in the world, you go into churches, and the beauty you see there, especially in the feast time when it's all decorated, and marble and gold and silver and diamonds and all sorts of other stuff. It's incredible. But what does it matter? All that richness, and that is a big fat zero. That's nothing. That's rubbish. Because none of that will be standing pretty soon. All will fall. The only thing that matters is that host. That host. That is the only thing that matters. You take that host out of that church, and that is not worth nothing. Nothing. Now, that is the King of Kings. That is what we have to follow. And that is alive, believe it or not. Today, you have a lot of people, even some priests, that they give confession, they give communion, but in their heart they still say, "Oh, that's just a piece of bread." No, it's not. Now, if we believe in that, which is the body and blood of our King of Kings, Jesus Christ, then we have to listen to him. And he said, "Do this in memory of me." And if I don't do that in memory of me, and then I die, and then what? My wife and my children will go and pray and put masses towards me and da 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 da. Da. For what? You might believe it. I don't. I don't because God gave you a chance. Now you don't want to listen to him. Say, leave me alone. I'm not going to do it. All right, I leave you alone. I keep pushing you till you die, but then I leave you alone. So you have a chance to build a castle in heaven, and you don't do it. And then when you die, and then you expect that that castle will be brought through prayer and this. No, it won't. No, it won't. It won't. Now, don't tell me I don't have time. Nobody have time. Nobody have time. You have to make time. You come home, you open your mobile and tick, 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 and Facebook and face this and face that and this chat and that chat and hours and hours and hours. That's all right. But you don't have time. You don't have 25 minutes or 20 minutes for mass. Not to mention that you are married. Now remember this. If you are married, you are the head of the family. That does not mean that you are the boss and your wife is a slave. No, that's stupid. That's sickness. You are the head of the family to go out and work and get what's good for the family. Plus, keep an eye open that results are coming out through the family, that there's enough praying, that the kids, you know what they're reading, you know what they playing with the mobiles or not, you know what they're doing. Then the wife will do her bit too. She bring the family up. She suffers. That's why we have to love mothers. She suffers for 9 months, and then she brings you up, and she brings you up honest and clean. She tries to feed you the right stuff so you don't get sick. She dress you up. She send you to school. She help you with homework. She cook for you and for all the kids. So that is the part of the family. But on the other hand, if these things are not being done, don't tell me, oh, come on, I told them, I told them, leave me alone, I'm not going to tell them again. No, I don't want to hear that. Where are they sleeping? Under your roof? Are they eating your food? They sleeping on your bed? They having showers in your place? Yes. Well, all right, then you say, as long, even if you're not the one, as long as you live here, you live under my rules. And my rules are this and this and that. You have to find time to say a prayer together, to pray together, to go to Mass. You have to. Now, all these things go into one thing. We all love these things, and which is are a good thing. But right now, the devil, for a long, long, long time, been drilling a hole and tried to go in the church and break the church from inside. To break something, you have to go inside. Unless you go inside that thing. Let me give you an example. If you're married and there is a man hates your family and try to do things from outside, he can do what he likes, but he can do nothing to you. But on the other hand, if he came and tackled your wife and treat your wife and go with your wife and things came out public and the husband knew about it now, then it breaks the family. The same thing as the church. The devil been trying for a long, long time to go inside. And once he's inside, he breaks it down. That's his idea. So now I'm going to do these shows and I'm going to tell you bit by bit everything that happens that finally will bring us to the second coming. And there is a lot of stuff. You might say to me, Paul, how come we never heard this from the church? You did not, and you will not. They are not interested of telling you this. But you can hear this and you can face your priest, be nice to him, be nice to him. We have a lot of good priests. A lot. And most of them are ready to sit and talk with you. Sometimes you find some, you know what I mean? That because they made them a monsignor or a bishop or a cardinal or what have you, now they are God. They don't want to sit, they don't want to talk. They no, now I'm God. Now I run the show. Bad, but still. So now, what we have to do, we have to open our eyes and listen. And if something that we hear we want to check, you can get the books, read about it, check about it. You can go on the internet too. Sometimes people will say, oh, go on the internet. Oh, the internet is all of fake news. Yes, I know. There is a lot of bad stuff, but not everything is bad. Let me give you an example. Say, for instance, you see something. Say, for instance, you pass near a statue and you see the statue crying, for example, which is a miracle. And you want to show the world. What you going to do? You're going to go and buy about 1,000 tickets and start going from one country to another? Or take a picture and do a video on the internet. That way the whole world will see it. It's not fake. Everybody have a knife at home and you need it. You have to cut bread and veggies and this and that. Nobody got his head with a day. You can, but nobody cut his head or his hand with it. Well, what I'm saying here is this: there is good and bad in everything. So it's up to you, and you're not an idiot, believe me. Today, there are no idiots. Everybody is smart. Make them get their bank book once a year to see how much interest they received. They will check it about 1,000 times. And they send to smart people, oh, come, please, you have to come. Come, say, look, I invested this, look. Now, this is the interest they gave me. Did they give me right or they gave me less? And you try and try and try and try and don't give up. Where we want, we all try. So when you hear something about Christianity, something that involves you and Christ, why don't you try and try and try and try to understand it and check and see? Today, there's a lot of changes going on in the world. There's a lot of changes going on in the church. I know. I go to church and my ears are like that. Sometimes I used to read the Bible, but mostly I know things about the Bible when I go to Mass. When you go to Mass, there is always reading in the Mass, and these readings are part of the Bible. So sometimes you are there and read this. Muhammad, like for example, he said this is red. Jesus said this is red. And then the priest do blue. This is an example, duh. So you understand what I'm saying. How you say to yourself, oh my God, what's happening here? Only a minute ago you said that Jesus wants us to do this and this and this and that, and now you are doing the opposite. It's happening. I've been going to church every day, for example, and when it comes to the consecration, and the priest get the host and talk, and he say, and before he broke the bread, he blessed it, and this and that, and break it and gave it. Now, blessed is not there anymore. They took it off. You don't hear it anymore. You're not hearing it anymore. You're not hearing blessed anymore. And if he doesn't make blessed, that means it's not blessed. Either blessed or not blessed. There is a lot happening. Don't stay on me. Go to Mass. Open your ears. Listen. And then talk to the priest. As I said, there are a lot of good priests. And they're going to sit down with you and talk with you. But don't give up too easy. If he doesn't say blessed, it means it's not blessed. And why they are doing this? Why? And Moses go on Mount Sinai. On Mount Sinai, is it? And he said, take off your shoes because you are on blessed land. So he took off his shoes, his sandals. And he said, God, and who are you? He didn't even lift his head from the ground because he was shaking. And who are you? Who do I tell him that you are? And he said, I am who I am. No questions asked. I am who I am. There is no jokes about these things. And then he gave him the commandments. Even that they played with. You find some of their books and you notice that some of the things they changed. So you say to me, Paul, what are you talking about? The Vatican, which is the head of the church, and they changed? Yes, but be careful here. You have to hear everything because I don't want you to take the wrong stuff. So why they took? Let me tell you why. Long time ago, I've been saying now that the devil wanted to break the church. So two people from the KGB at that time was in Khrushchev's time, and two people from the KGB, which they were communist and they were atheist, a man and a woman, they help to bring up more than 2,000 priests from atheist families and put them in Rome. So they will be in and start rambling and putting things up, ideas, and this and that. and break things up, dismantle Jesus. That's what they think. But anyway, they tried. And to some extent, they succeeded. To some extent. So, how do you know this, Paul? How? Because they themselves said it. This man and this woman. I saw them on the internet. I forgot their name now, but I saw them on the internet. One day I have to try to get the picture and the name and put it up there for you so you all can see. And they said, we are so sorry today for the harm we did, for the atrocities we did, for how much we tried to hurt the Church of Christ. So he became, I think, a monk. They both got baptized. They changed their lives. He became a monk and she became a nun. And they said, we try now and we ask God for forgiveness and we are ready to suffer. So to pay for some of the atrocities that we did. That was bullet number one that gone into the Vatican. Because I don't want you to say, but why the Vatican are changing? Now you know why. Now you know why. You know what's in the Vatican. And they worked and worked and worked and worked and worked and kept rumbling. But these two people, they got baptized now. And they came on that. Why? Because they wanted to tell the whole world what they did. So the people will be careful now. And when they hear different things about the Vatican, they think twice. Because now they will know that they put so much priests in there that are atheists, from atheist families. If you do remember, because God said, oh, they tried to do things. The devil tried to do things, but from here or from there, those people that love me will see, because I will show you. I will undercover them for you, but not for all. Is that because there are a lot in the church that they think that they can see, and they call the other people blind. And I tell you, that those people that are blind will see, but those people that they think that they know everything, they are blind. This is not my word. These are the words of Jesus Christ. Read in the Bible and you'll know everything. So, at the same time, now, remember Fatima, and there was three kids of Fatima, Lucia, Francesco, and the other one. Now, the boy and the girl, they died early, but Lucia did not die. And Our Lady gave her three messages, three important messages. And Our Lady said to them, she said to her, two of the messages you can tell straight away. The third message, you have to say, now listen to this, because this is all a chain, eh? This is all a chain, and you cannot lose one chain, otherwise you'll be lost. This is all a chain, coming from now to the second coming, all a chain. She said, now, you have to say this in 1960, or before you die, whichever comes first. Okay. Now, Paul, how do you know this? I know that from the priest that used to look after those kids. When those kids was seeing Our Lady, the Virgin Mary, and there was this priest with them for a long, long time. He was with them all the time. And they showed him a lot of things. And every time Our Lady will say something to her, she will tell the priest, Our Lady told me this. He knows everything. And he said it many times. We used to We used to receive papers from Portugal, from Fatima, what our lady, said. And the third one was, you have to tell this in 1960 or before you die, whichever comes first. I'm trying to talk slowly so you will understand me. Now, these two are important. In 1960 or before you die. Now, a bomb coming, which a lot of people that choose to please people, not Jesus, don't want to believe this. In 1958-59, Sister Lucy was killed. My mobile is not here with me, otherwise I will bring up the picture. In 1958-59, Sister Lucy was murdered by the church. If I get you the picture of Sister Lucy and I get you the picture of the other Sister Lucy that the church put in, and I tell you when I say the church, you know what I mean. They killed her. And they put another one instead of her. Now, what does the third message say? This is very important. And why 1960? What happened in 1960? At that time, it was Pope 23. What's his name? What was his name? That? Anyway, John 23. Oh, Paul, no, don't lie to us, Paul. Come on. Come on. She was murdered by the church. Oh, come on, Paul. What you doing? This is a sacrilege stuff. You say she was murdered by. Uh-huh. You think it's a sacrilege? You forget too much, my friend. What happened to John Paul I? A pope that was there for 30 days. What happened to John Paul I? Before I do the show, I always pray to the Holy Spirit to come on me and direct me because I don't want to do any harm and I don't want to hurt nobody. What happens? Let me tell you what happens. If an old beggar, an old stinking beggar anywhere is found dead, police will come. They do an autopsy. They rush him to hospital. They cut him apart. They do an autopsy, and they want to know how he died. How he died. Was there an autopsy about John Paul I? No. What? No. Yeah, but he was a pope. So what? What are you going to say? That he was poisoned? And then what will happen to the church if they say, oh, John Paul I was poisoned? And why? John Paul I, for those that knew him for a bit, he was a saintly man. He was a saintly priest. Yeah, Paul, but when a pope is done with the knowledge, with the thing, with the Holy Spirit. Yes, he was. He was a holy priest. And he want to bring back, he want to turn back the clock and put everything the way it was before, like the Latin Mass, like the priest, when they call Mass, he don't give his back to Jesus, but he give his back to people. But his face will be looking at Jesus in the tabernacle. So as soon as he opened his mouth and he started talking about the things that he wanted, oh, no, my God, we've been 60 years fighting this to get Jesus out of the church. And this one, he going to bring him back? No, we have to. What happened? So we don't lose space, yeah? What happened? Why 1960 or before you die? What happened in 1960? In 1960 was the start of the Vatican II, the work of the devil. And today you go to church and the priest go there and preach and to say that the Vatican II they said and they think they are going up to heaven. Yeah, oh, Vatican II they said. What is Vatican II? You don't know what is Vatican II, maybe. Let me tell you what Vatican II is. Let me tell you. We're going to take these shows a piece at a time. Let me tell you what happens in Vatican II. Up to Vatican II, the Pope will say, from tomorrow, we are going to start doing this and this and this. Jesus said to Peter, what you get loose here will be loose in heaven. What you tie here will be tied in heaven. So the Pope that was moved by the Holy Spirit, he knew everything to do because he was enlightened by the Holy Spirit. So that's why what he tied will be tied up there, what he loose will be loose up there. Once Vatican II get invented, the Pope will say, from tomorrow, we start doing this. The committee, the what they call it, what they call it, like a group, like when you have a parliament, understand me? Like a parliament in Vatican II, in the Vatican now, you know? But they come and the Pope say, yes, Your Excellency, what you want? Yeah, I want that from tomorrow we're going to start doing this and this. All right. We try to pass it through the council. Yes, that's it. The council. They have a council now. They go blah 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 blah. Oh, we pass this. If we pass this, we're gonna put Jesus back in. No, no, it doesn't pass. They go to the Pope. They say, sorry, it did not pass. So what I'm saying is that the Pope and the Queen of England are the same. The Queen of England is there. She is the Queen, but she have no power. The Parliament have the power. The Parliament opened that. She comes and she sign it, but the Parliament do it. And now it's the same. The Pope have no right. So the Pope couldn't stop this here and stopped in heaven, or open here and opened in heaven. No, it's their word now. You see what is Vatican II. So when I am saying that is the work of the devil, when I am saying that the church killed that lady, when I am saying these things are all done by this section of the Vatican, that it's all Masons. I've seen many times on the internet because I like to watch these things about priests and this and that. And I've seen cardinals. And they come on and they say, our hands are tied like that. We can do nothing. Our hands are tied like that. We can do nothing. When this Pope got elected, after a while, he called all cardinals and something, and they tried to change things. So Pope, they start changing too. There were some changes had to be made, and they gone. And when they gone, the cardinals that were there were more good cardinals than bad. So it didn't pass. I said, all right, we'll do this some other time. So what happening? They start putting a lot of cardinals, new cardinals in. And the other good cardinals that were there, they start taking them out. Oh, you're too old now, you move. Oh, you are involved in this, that and that and that. A lot of good cardinals, smart cardinals. They were moved out. No, because you're gonna be a spanner in the work for us. That's what's happening. So I want to be careful because when I say the Vatican killed that nun, I'm not saying the good Vatican killed the nun. I'm saying this shambles, this council. Who killed the Pope, John Paul I, you think? You think he fell down the steps or what? Or tried to jump off the balcony or something? Who do you think? Why do you think they did not have an autopsy? Why? Who rule? Who rule now? The Vatican? Vatican II. And who's in Vatican II? Masons. Oh, come on, Paul, you're telling us. Oh, come on, Paul. You're telling us there are Masons? Yes. And I can prove it. Did you go to Rome? Did you go to Rome? I was talking one day, not long ago, to some priest. Oh, yes, we've been to Rome. Oh, I've been to Rome so many times. Yeah, good. See, there's the church. The streets coming that way and that way like a cross. Beautiful, all done up. And then in the middle, in the heart, what do we say, the middle? The middle, we call it the heart. In the heart of the village, the square. The heart of the village, the heart of the city, the square. Times Square in America is the heart of New York, whatever, Times Square, the heart. And why the heart? Why we call it the heart? Because the heart moves the body. The heart. If the heart stops, everything finito. But the heart moves everything. And what is in the heart? If you've been there, you know. And I tell you, the ignorance about religion and about these things is incredible. I've seen priests that been to Rome a million times and they don't know what that is. But some of them know. One, especially one, he said, yes, I know, but I'm not going to tell you. I said, look, my friend, you don't have to tell me, but I will tell you. There's a monument there, obelisk, they call it, going up, 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 up. If you go to Valletta, in Floriano or Valletta, you see one too. If you go to any city, anywhere, all over the world, you see one too. That is the how to say it. That is the that obelisk is the symbol of Masons. It is in the heart of Rome. The heart moves the body. The heart of Rome, the trans Rome. And there is the obelisk, the symbol of Masons. Oh, there is so much that one can know. And once you know this, automatically comes what we are in. The devil is having a feast now. Yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible. So, we don't want to lose important things. So, we know now why 1960. Because 1960 was the birth of Vatican II. The lady wanted it to be read on 1960, exactly as the birth of Vatican II. And what does the message say? You want a shock? You'll get a shock. The message say, the great, listen to this, the great, this is Our Lady, which was sent by God. This is the great apostasy in the church from the head down. From the head down. The great apostasy in the church from the head down. That Sister Lucy that they invented, they I did a mistake today. I should have brought the mobile because I could have brought the picture and I show you and you will know the difference. It's enormous. You see this face and this face. You see this picture and this picture. It's enormous. You can't miss it. You can't miss it. The great apostasy in the church from the head down. And that nun that they put in, not only put her in, and they locked her up. And once there was someone, and they had the chance to ask her, when are you going to say the third message? Do you know what her answer was? No, we cannot say the third message because it will do a lot of harm to the church. You tell me, you tell me, is Our Lady, the one that stood under the cross, see her only son get butchered? Is Our Lady gonna tell you to say something that break the church, or to open your eyes about who is trying to run and break the church? You see the devil? Do you see the devil? That's the problem. That's the problem. The great apostasy in the church from the head down. Oh, there are so many things that happens, and I'm going to keep telling you. I'm going to keep showing you piece by piece, but next time I want to get my mobile here so I can get that picture. I should try to print these pictures so I can put them like that to you and you can see them. You can see them. But for you that you want to try this, you can go on Google and you can write this, the real Sister Lucy. And he will bring you one here and one here. And Sister Lucy, the real one, he bring you a small picture when when Our Lady was talking to her when she was a kid, and when she grew up. And here the sister that they put. And then they locked her up because they said, who knows? Maybe her heart gets soft a bit and she opened her mouth. So they locked her up. I remember once we gone to France. I think she was in France lately. Was it in France or Portugal? Anyway, we gone somewhere. They said, we're going to take you where Sister Lucy is. And we couldn't go in. She was locked. So there is no way that you can make that nun to tell this thing. Now, when you go to a priest and tell him, what about the third message? He'll say, oh, that they said it. Oh, they say a lot of things. Even Our Lady once, she said, for Russia to convert, the whole world have altogether to offer, the whole world offers Russia, I don't know forgot exactly the way it was, to Our Lady, but had to be done, the whole world all together in the same time. Now you talk to that to priests, oh no, we did it long time ago. They wash their hands. And they don't know what they're doing because their price is too big. You see, I am here, I'm covering for Paul Mitzi, I'm Paul. What the priest know, the priest is talking, when I lose the priest, that's God, that's Jesus, that's he is following the Jesus way. That is the same like when I go to court and they say to me, put your hand here. And I put my hand on the Bible and I say, I swear by Almighty God that what I say is going to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. And I lie. You know what that will be? That I be saying to those people that what I'm saying is true and God is saying that it is true. Try to make God lie, which is a very big sin. My friends, I'm taking a lot of time. I will do more shows. Not to worry, I will do more. Now I will find the time and I have to do. I try to do as much as I can. I have to. But it's important that I get some pictures about these people that I'm talking about so that you will know. But if you go on Google and try that, the real Sister Lucy, it will give you the pictures and you will know the difference. So I pray to God, and I tell you, pray a lot. Find time and pray. It's important because what's coming is terrible. What's coming is terrible. It's so ugly. It's so ugly. And it's very, 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 very close. We need God. We need God. Now, please, if you see these shows, I don't want nothing from no one. What I want all of you that will be blessed, that will be happy, and that you'll be healthy. And please, if you see somebody, tell him about it so that he'll see it too. That's all I want. The more people I can reach, the better. So maybe we can do some good. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart. We will meet again. Next time, we'll continue from here onwards. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.